This lesson over solving inequalities, part 3. A car has a maximum carrying weight capacity of 1,200 pounds. That's the maximum it can carry. The luggage weighs 150 pounds. Solve an inequality to find a maximum weight allowable for passenger. If 1,200 is the maximum it can be, can the weight be more than that? No, it has to be less than it. So we're looking for the less than. Can't be these two. So it's going to be one of these because this side is lesser than that. But can it be 1,200? Yes, it can be equal to this. So let's solve this because it can be a maximum. It could be 1,200, but it can't be over it. So we want to solve for the variable. So we need to subtract 150 from both sides. This cancels. 1,200 minus 150 is 1,050. So W, the weight has to be lesser or equal to 1050. So here's 1050. Let's do 1100. And let's do, I don't know, 950. So can it be 1050, the weight? Yes, it can. So we have to bubble in. Can it be lesser than 1050? Yes, it can. So we highlight this. Let's look at this. So 950. 950 plus 150 is 1100. Is that lesser or equal to 1200? It is. Our test point work. All right, here's a video. Let me load it up. All right, this is one of my favorite show. It's on Netflix. I can't not remember how if it's my favorite show. Black something. It's a British show. It's like the Twilight Zone. Oh gosh, Black Mirror. I can't remember what it is. In this new society, you are rated by others through your good deeds. Lucy, so the higher rating you have, the better you are. The lower rating you are, the lesser you are. Lucy is desperate to be part of the in crowd. To join this honeysuckle country club, you must have a minimum score, minimum of 3.8 score. Right? Inequality and graph this. So you have to have a minimum of 380. That's the lowest you can have. Can you be more than that? Or can you be less than that? Let's see, minimum 3.8 is the lowest you can have. That means you can be more than that. So it's going to be one of these two. But can you be 3.8? Yes, you can. So let's graph this. To graph this, this is 3.8. Give me 3.9, 4.0, 3.7, 3.6. Those are scores that are higher and lower. Can you be equal to 3.8? Yes, you can. So it's a closed dot. Because you can 3.8, you can be it. What scores are greater than 3.8? Like 4, 3.9, 5. So we highlight towards this side. All right. So what you're going to do is you're going to be practicing on 4 questions. And so we're going to do some practice. So let's practice any 4 questions. So you're going to, in your spiral notebook, you're on page 64. You're going to split this into 4, and let's solve these 4 questions. So let's look at x. This is the variable. How can I get rid of this unit here? The inverse is minus 8. So I subtract 8 on both sides, so it's balanced. This cancels out. X is greater than negative 2 with 8 negatives. No zero pair, negative 10. X is greater than negative 10. Next one, so solve this. I add 4 to both sides because I need the variable. Add 4 to both sides. This cancel. X is less than 1. Next one. Well, This one, you divide both sides by 5. This cancels because the inverse of multiplying is dividing. This cancels out. X is greater or equal to -2. And last but not least, what's the inverse of dividing? Multiplying both sides by -3. This cancels out. 5 groups of -3 is -15. This is X. What do you remember from our previous lesson about multiplying and dividing by negative? Remember, if you have X and you divide it into thirds, a negative X that's divided into thirds, to make it into a positive, you have to flip everything around. So you have to reverse this sign. X is greater than -15. Let's go back and graph this to make sure we are correct. So -15, -5, -20. No, should we do -10 here? Let's do -10 instead. So can it be, X has to be bigger than -15. Can it be part of -15? Has it be greater than that? So you cannot be part of that. So we highlight this. These numbers are greater. So our test point, let's do 0. 0 divided by -3 is 0. Is 0 less than 5? Yes. If you had not reversed it, your test point would have not worked. Let's graph this one. This is a 1, this is a 2, this is a 3, this is a 0, this is a -1. It has to be lesser than 1. But can it be 1? No. Open dot. So I highlight numbers that are lesser than 1. Next one. In this one, it has to be -10, -9, -8 are larger, -11, and -12 are lesser. Can it be -10? No, it's not equal to it. So it'll be an open dot. Which numbers are greater than -10? Numbers that are positives, reaching the positive side. And the last one, the graph. Oh, we should use, why am I not doing test points? Shame on me. Let's go back to test point. 0 minus 4 is -4. Is -4 lesser than -3? It is. Test point work. Let's do 0 here. 0 plus 8 is 8. 8 is bigger than -2. Test point work. So next one, -2, -1, 0, -3, -4. Can it be equal to -2? Yes, it can, because according to this, it can be equal. What numbers are bigger than -2? -1 and 0. Is 0, 5 groups of 0 is 0. Is that bigger than -2? -10? Yes, it is. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to be walking around the classroom and finding 6 questions and telling me why are they wrong and explaining it. And last but not least, the last thing you do is you're going to be given now 5 questions. You are going to solve each one and you're going to match it with one of these inequalities. So for example, the one I want to do is number 2. This is pretty much the only one I would like to talk about, number 2, and maybe number 5. So here's the variable x. I add 6 on both sides. By adding 6 on both sides, I'm doing the inverse because I'm isolating the variable. So add 6. This cancels out. -11 plus -6 is -5 is less than x. But do you notice how we always put the variable on the left side? So can we flip it? Can we show it where x is going to be bigger? X is bigger than -5. So if I graph this, can it be part of -5? No. So it has to be open dot. So no, 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 no. So it's either one of these 3. Well, this is the only one that has -5, so it's this one. It can be bigger. And then the other one I want to talk about is this one right here. What is the inverse of multiplying? Dividing. Dividing. This cancels out. -2. 10 divided 2 is 5. Opposite of negative is positive, so it's 5. Is it going to be less or equal to? If you're dividing by a negative or multiplying by a negative, you have to reverse the sign. Let's use a test point. Give me a number that's larger than 5. 10. -2 times 10 is -20. That is lesser than -10. So that's why we're. So let's look over here. Which one is, it has to be greater than 5. Nope. 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 So it's maybe one either this one or this one. But can't it be equal to 5? So it's this one. And that is the practice of this.